Gentlemen, we're ready to begin. Adequate notice of this April the 26th, 2018 meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting written notice of the agenda of the meeting on a bulletin board in the Municipal Building, 1000 Route 10, Township of Hanover, and by hand delivering, mailing, or faxing such notice and agenda to the following newspapers: Morris County's Daily Record, Star Ledger, Hanover Eagle, and by filing same with the Township Clerk. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Faramasca?
Here.
Mr. Cahill?
Here.
Mr. Mahalko?
Here.
Mayor Francioli?
Here.
Mr. Chairman, there are 5 members in attendance.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise and join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag, and please remain standing for prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Prayer.
Prayer.
After the prayer.
Almighty God, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding, so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and the general welfare for all of the people of Hanover Township. Amen.
Thank you, John. Please be seated. Gentlemen, at this time, I'd like a motion to open the floor to any item not appearing on the agenda. Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open. If anyone would like to address the Township Committee, they could do so from the podium at this time, giving us your name and address for the record. Okay. Hearing none, seeing none. Motion closed.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this time, we're going to administer the oath of office to a new replacement patrolman, Michael Huskus. Am I pronouncing that right? Yes. Okay, Michael, you're going to
You
swear
want
in?
me to do it? Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, where are you?
Okay.
Brian.
There you go. We'll both do it. You want to do it?
No, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can read this. I just read it.
I can do it. I'm good at reading.
Go ahead.
Okay. Only if I take my glasses with me.
Take Brian with you.
Michael, follow my lead. All right, so we'll go this way. All right? I, Michael Huskus,
I, Michael Puskis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and the state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
all
the duties of the office of patrolman
the duties of the office of patrolman
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help you God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Officer.
Thank you.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're joining the best group of guys. No doubt.
Here, here.
All right. Michael's good. All right. You guys want to be bored to death and remain for the rest of this, or do you want to leave?
We're going to
Goodbye.
get out.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. On the approval of the minutes of April the 12th, 2018.
Yep.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. On to communications.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have 2 submissions for communications. The first is a letter of resignation from John C. Galora as a Hanover Township Police Dispatcher, effective today, April 26, 2018.
Oh.
May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
The second submission is the submission of an email as a formal letter of a resignation from Judy Irati from the Township of Hanover Board of Adjustment effective today, April 26, 2018. May I have a motion to accept, please?
Motion. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our next is an ordinance number 11-2018. It's an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover repealing certain restrictions under Article 1 of Chapter 198 of the Code of the Township entitled Parks and Recreation Areas, and establishing a new Article 4 under Chapter 198 entitled Bee Meadow Pond Boating Regulations. May I have a motion for introduction, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Be it further resolved that said ordinance shall be further considered for final passage at the meeting of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover on the 24th day of May, 2018, 8:30 o'clock in the evening prevailing time at the Municipal Building in said Township of Hanover, at which time and place all persons interested shall be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance. The next order of business is we're going to take the resolutions as a consent agenda. On our agenda, we have A to I. The Township Committee has discussed J in the conference meeting, and I'm going to read that. Okay, it's a resolution of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover authorizing an emergency appropriation in the amount of $70,000 in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-46 for the purpose of hiring 4 Class 3 special law enforcement officers to be assigned to the Hanover Township School District to perform school security services. Now, may I have a motion to accept all the resolutions as a consent agenda? Second?
Second.
Mr. Gallagher?
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco?
Aye.
Mr. Cahill?
Aye.
Mr. Mahalko?
Yes.
Mayor Francioli?
Aye.
Are there any questions from the Township Committee concerning any of these resolutions? No?
No, motion for approval.
Good. We did it. Okay, that clears it.
That clear your
That's
agenda?
it. That clears the agenda.
That clears the
Great
agenda
job.
of the clerk.
Great job.
Okay.
Very good job.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, well.
Once again, a motion to open to the
So
public.
moved.
Okay, moved to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the floor is open. If anyone would like to address the Township Committee at this time, do so from the podium, giving us your name and address for the record. Hearing none, seeing none.
Motion to close.
Motion to close is
Second.
approved. Okay.
That's it.
All right, at this time, other business from the Township Committee. Committeeman Gallagher.
Thank you, Ron. I'm going to do something a little bit differently tonight. I'm going to address 2 questions that I've been asked for almost 5 years, and my colleagues have been asked for at least 5 years. 2 things. Number 1, the 2 boarded-up houses across from the firehouse. People say, what's going on with those houses? Gallagher, you should buy them and rip them down. They have been purchased. Building permits have been taken out, and there are renovations going to begin or have begun on those 2 houses. So in their current form, they're not going to stay there that much longer. They're going to look better. People are going to be moving into them. So that is an improvement, and that's an answer that I couldn't have given anybody until 2 days ago. I got that right from Sean Donlan. So if anybody's wondering about those houses, that's the information. The other thing is Billy's Red Room. There's still a big question. What are we going to do with Billy's? Are they going to rebuild, or are they going to rip it down? There has been a permit issued to rip it down. They're waiting for one more letter of a disconnect, and then at that point the permit will be issued and Billy's Red Room will be taken down. Whether or not it's going to be rebuilt or not, we don't know that yet. There's a lot of rumors around. We love those guys. Hopefully they will, but we'll wait and see. But as far as the current building, it's going to be demolished, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon. John wants to have it done by the Memorial Day parade. I don't know if that's going to happen, John, but we all do because of the backdrop of our photo, right? The other thing I want to say is the DPW. We all saw our fields at the opening day parade. They're doing an incredible job on our soccer fields, our baseball fields. The pothole repair around town has gone into full swing. on our website. If you want to report a pothole, you can do so. If you want to call the DPW directly, you can do so. You can leave a message, but if you can also call our police non-emergency number to report a pothole, because Chief Roddy made it clear to me, sometimes potholes are so bad it becomes a traffic safety hazard. So it would be a good thing to make us aware of it, or meaning the municipal family and the professionals, as soon as possible to hopefully prevent any kind of a tragedy. They've been reconstructing and repairing basins. They began that in full swing, and they're continuing to do quite a bit of tree work, hazardous removal, chipping, picking up. It's just going to go on for months and months. If you see our piles all over the place, some of the places are now refusing wood chips, and some of the tree companies might have to shut down for a couple days because there's nowhere to dump the chips. But in Hanover Township, Brian, he's accommodating this, but Brian told me he has about as much as he can take right now. The last thing is, I announced last week that we're teaming up with the high school, our drug coalition and substance awareness, for the Hanover Township Big Night Out. It's going to be 50 years of excellence and the Big Night Out. It's going to be at Whippany Park High School June 15th. So it's going to be all hands on deck. We'll all be there working hard. Hopefully we have hundreds and hundreds of kids there having a great time. Everything is going to be free to the public, and I will have updates for you as we get closer to that date. And that's it, Ron.
Oh, very good. Very good. Excellent. Very good. John?
Okay. Mayflowers are around the corner, and the good news is Lowe's is coming to Hanover Township by the end of this year. The Planning Board reviewed and approved the addition of a new Lowe's Super Home Improvement Center at what was known as previously the BJ's site. This site is located on Hanover Avenue. In addition to Lowe's being a great convenience for the area residents, the new Lowe's will also be a very attractive rateable for the township. And the other good news is that it's estimated to generate fewer than half the amount of traffic than a warehouse club store such as a BJ's. So be ready for your Lowe's to be opening by year end. Second point is Green Team activity. The Green Team held what they call their Spring Shred Day on April 21st at Employment Horizons. This event, led by Hanover Green Team leader Phil Glowy, was quite successful. It was so successful that it removed almost 1 ton of paper from what we call the trash stream. And from an environmentally standpoint, that's a really positive thing to happen. The documents were properly disposed, such as bank statements, financial records, legal records, and for the most part, at no cost to Hanover residents. Third point I want to bring up is economic development. EDAC. EDAC is busy working on what they call a new communications platform for Hanover Township. Committeeman Cahill is lending his expertise to defining what we call the requirements of a RFP, which means request for a proposal. And that RFP has been issued, and we await the responses for it and evaluate it with the hope that we'll be in a position to make a decision on our new communications platform sometime during the month of June. Mayor, that concludes my comments.
John, thank you. Very good. Excellent. Yeah, regarding EDAC's work on that, we've been at this for about a year now or so, but now you finally have a subcommittee that's focused on 2 areas. One is personnel and the other is a template for the platform, and I think it's great and overdue, by the way. Okay, Brian, Committeeman Cahill.
Thank you. So first again, I'd like to congratulate Officer Michael Puskas joining what is a really great police force, as you said, absolutely. Officer Puskas, he replaces one of our recently retired officers. We have another officer that's retiring pretty soon as well, in a few months. So we're currently looking to fill that spot, as well as 1 of 2 additional positions that we budgeted for in February. That second additional officer, then after that second additional officer will be hired in December. So at the end of the day, this will bring us very close to past manpower levels. So looking forward to getting there. A recent program that You Drive, You Text, You Pay distracted driving campaign ended on April 21st. So I just wanted to share some of the results of the extra patrols and extra activities that Hanover Township Police participated in. There were 634 motor vehicle stops that resulted in 386 summonses, 1 arrest for distribution of controlled and dangerous substances, and 4 arrests for possession of same. There were 6 warrant arrests, 1 arrest for possession of fictitious documents, and 15 summonses for driving while suspended. So a lot of extra activity there during the month of April. Moving on to the Hanover Sewage Authority, they held their open house at the treatment plant this past Saturday. While attendance was light due to conflicting events occurring throughout the town, there was a very busy day on the 21st. There were some attendees who enjoyed some displays as well as plant tours. After opening day, I did take a ride over there. I spent about an hour and a half on there, and I got the complete tour of the facility. It was very, very interesting. A lot to learn as far as how that all works, as far as from engineering and biology, and I mean, it's really fascinating. Some fun facts: that there are more than 85 miles of piping throughout Hanover Township that feeds the plant. The entire system is gravity fed. There are no pumps, which is unusual for a system this large. On average, the authority treats 2 million gallons per day. And right now, the authority is installing a cogeneration plant that uses methane gas that's produced through the process of treating this sewage that's going to be used to power the facility. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. Landmark Commission meeting occurred 2 nights ago. The Commission has contracted with a restoration specialist who's currently in the process of restoring several tombstones throughout the Whippany burying yard. The plan is to have much of that work completed in time for the June 9th tour for Presbyterian Church parishioners, as well as a July 4th tour that will be open to the public. So that work goes on. And my final reminder for the Whippany Fire Department 5K. It occurs on May 6th, Sunday, May 6th. Registration starts at 7:30 a.m. at B Meadow Park on Reynolds Avenue in Whippany. Or, of course, you can register online at whippanyfire.com. Race time is at 8:30, followed by awards at 9:45. So I encourage anybody that runs, please participate. It's for a great cause. And that's my report.
Very good. Excellent. Committeeman Mahalko, how are we doing?
Doing well, thanks. It's springtime.
Yes.
And our fields are looking great. We had a wonderful opening day. I heard it went very well. Unfortunately, I had a conflict. I couldn't be there, but we had a larger than normal turnout, which was great to see. A lot of kids, and our spring sports are in full swing. I know my daughter had a game tonight. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that either, but everything is doing good. We had also camp registration started tonight. That was from 6 to 8 o'clock. We've got so many camps going on this summer. Registration is in-person registration. So the next set would be Saturday from 9 to 12, and that's for the Summer Plus, the Traveling Teen Camp, the our award-winning Youth Public Safety Academy, Summer Sports, the Wildcat camps, the specialty camps. There's a drama camp, a Lego camp, a chess camp, a baking camp. We've got so much stuff going on. Also, B Meadows swim team registration is on Saturday the 28th also. Keep that in mind if anybody wants to sign up for that. What else we got? We got a lot of things. Oh, our annual fishing contest, mark your calendars, is Saturday, May 12th. Registration's at 8 a.m. Fishing starts at starts at 9, and that goes from 9 to 12 at Malapartis Park. Believe it or not, B Meadow Pool opens May 25th. So that's going to be on our radar now. May 25th, Friday night, opens from 5 to 8. That's the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. So keep in mind also that the parade is on Monday, the 28th. The veterans have got that marching along, if you will. They've really well-oiled machine over there, and they get it's looking to be a good parade. Let's take us to open space. We have the playground for Central Park. The money's been budgeted, it's been approved. We're working on that. Hopefully that should be in the process of being replaced with a new playground set. Water Department. The repairs are, believe it or not, on schedule. I touched base with them today. I don't want to say it, but we had originally given a 4 to 6 week time period. It's looking closer to that 4-week period. They've done the phase 1. There was 3 phases that needed to get done. Phase 1 has been done already. The valves that they were waiting for are in. So there was a couple other things. So hopefully within another 2 weeks, we should have our pressure back to where it should be. So that was good news too.
That is good news. Great news. Yeah,
All right.
that's fine. That really is. That really works good. Yeah, one more question. Go ahead. If you want to go back, go ahead.
You know what, thanks, Ron. I just wanted to say on behalf of School and Park Traffic Safety, which I serve on with Mr. Cahill, and it was a subcommittee created by this governing body, is, like Mr. Mahalko said, I believe it is springtime. It's been springtime for about 3 days now, technically, and according to us and all the kids out in the streets. But just please be careful. Allow a little extra time when you're going to or from work, or going to or from Quick Check, or to Wegmans or ShopRite, wherever you're going to go, because you're going to start to see a lot of our kids in the streets. You're going to see a lot of them on their bicycles, a lot of them going to our parks. So we will be releasing shortly our annual springtime safety message, but please be careful and please allow for extra time, because we do have a lot of our children now in the streets, and they will be walking a lot, riding their bikes a lot, and we have to pay attention a little more, because I think with their texting and their electronics, I don't think we can count on them for paying attention a little more.
Watch for them.
That's it, everybody.
They're not watching for us.
Please be careful, everybody. Please.
I agree with that. Yeah, watch for them, because they're not going to be watching for us, that's for sure. I'm reminded on the Hanover Township Farm and Garden that we have an up-and-coming meeting for the gardeners. And right now, we've got 57 spots, I'm being told, at the Stony Brook Community Farm and Garden that have been committed to. That's absolutely terrific. Some gardeners are going to take even more than one spot. But on the 26th of the 26th, there will be a meeting here at the Recreation Department to kick off the opening of the official opening of the garden. This will be an opportunity for you to meet with a master gardener, for all of us to ask questions about the garden itself, what can be planted, what cannot be planted, what we can use as fertilizers, what we cannot use. But it's off to a rousing start, and we're really pleased. So once again, I'm just reminding us, April 26th, the next week, will be that meeting. Hanover Township.
Excuse me, Ron. Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Got a question. 26th is today.
26th. What'd she give me here?
Is it May 26th?
Is it May 26th?
Oh, as of, okay, it is May 7th. Mike, thanks you.
Okay.
I'm getting, yeah, that's pretty good. Had passed. The meeting is coming up May 17th, I apologize, May 17th. This was an update as 26th on the garden. So yeah, that's the evening of May 17th at 7 p.m. At the Rec Center. So if you have a garden, please join us all there on that night. So thank you for the correction. Hanover Township had the pleasure of meeting with Governor Murphy this past Monday, along with some 30 other mayors. We had an opportunity to discuss concerns and issues here in Morris County with the governor, and at the same time was an opportunity to hear from the governor on his positions on many things. So it was well attended. Governor Murphy wishes to use a town hall policy of trying to get together more frequently with the mayors in these areas and probably other areas of the state, and that's fine. I think it's a good forum where we're able to bring directly to the governor our concerns, our specific concerns for our townships in the area. So we thank the governor for the opportunity to meet. Hanover Township also had an opportunity this past Wednesday. We were very proud to be a part of the Public Policy Symposium sponsored by Rutgers University that was handled down in New Brunswick. We had an opportunity to discuss up-and-coming changes that we see in the makeups of our communities and our towns as we baby boomers are settling through, making room for millennials that are coming up, and looking at the needs of those. Had the pleasure of sharing that symposium with the mayor of Hackensack, etc. So it's quite a contrast between Hanover and Hackensack, but there was a lot of good information shared, and we appreciated Hanover Township being recognized as a part of that, so we thank you for that. Any other business from the Township Committee at this time? None? No? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
Note a new record.
Yes.
Congratulations. Mary, good job.
That's better than when John was
Oh, I thought you had it on.
Yeah, I'd like everybody
No,
to
you
come
had,
back.
it was on, but you had to stop, start it.
I found that
So you
word
missed the
for
whole-
substance awareness.
Front, the beginning of it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got it.
I got who,